Welcome back to How to Family Tree, where we help you build your family tree, connect to your ancestors, and discover who you are. My name is Elder McNatt, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about research suggestions. A research suggestion is an indicator that there may be additional information about a person based off of their pre-existing information. A research suggestion is indicated by this purple icon. Research suggestions are helpful because they can help guide or direct your family history research. A place to find these research suggestions is on an individual's profile. In the research help section, if you find the purple icon, that indicates that that individual has a research suggestion. As well, you can find them on the family tree. A really convenient way to find more research suggestions and all types of research helps is to go to the descendancy view. So if you go back a couple generations and click on an individual, then click descendancy view, you can see on this side a list of all of those research suggestions. Let's go over all of the potential research suggestions that you'll find on FamilySearch. The first one is missing vital event. This occurs when an individual doesn't have any information on their profile about their birth, christening, death, or burial. The next one is no sources attached. And this one will occur when an individual doesn't have any sources attached to their profile. Use this research suggestion to find sources that confirms the information on the person's profile or to find sources to get additional information about them. This next research suggestion is a couple has less than 3 children. Back in the day, it was very uncommon for a couple to have only 2 children. So this research suggestion lets you know that there is a pretty decent possibility that the couple may have had another child. The next one is that a couple may have had children. This shows up when there is evidence of a marriage event, but there aren't any children listed. And you can use this to find additional people. The next one is that a person may have had children. This will show up if there is someone who is 15 years or older that doesn't have a spouse or children listed. And again, this can say that there's a possibility that they had kids. The next one is that a person may have had a spouse. This shows up if there's an individual who doesn't have a spouse attached to them, but lived long enough that they could have been married. The next one's pretty similar, that a person may have had another spouse. So this one will show up if the person lived long enough after their spouse passed away for them to get remarried. The last one is that a person may be missing a child. This research suggestion can show up for 3 different reasons. The first one is if there's a gap of 3 or more years between the marriage event and their first recorded child. The second is if there's a gap of 3 or more years in between children. And the last one is if there's a gap of 3 or more years before the wife turned 40. It's really important to remember that for the last 7 that we mentioned, that they are not guaranteed at all. They're simply possibilities of additional information. And they could be completely wrong, but they're just there to help guide and direct your research. And if you want to know more about how to search for specific types of records, check out our episode on searching for records using FamilySearch. Research suggestions can be very helpful and beneficial to your family history research. And Sister Grasstite has a wonderful example of how using research suggestions helped bless her family and helped her feel more connected with her ancestors.
I'm so grateful for research suggestions. They really helped my family tree. It's helped my family to learn more about my great-grandpa, because my grandma found out later in life that she had a different biological father, and nobody had ever met him. And when we found out about this, he had already passed away. But through research suggestions, we were able to find more information about who he was and how he lived, finding photos and stories and all this beautiful information. Research suggestions have really helped my family tree, and so I know that they can help you in your quest to learn more about your family.
Thank you so much, Sister Grasdyke, for sharing that. If you need any help figuring out how to best use research suggestions or any other aspect of FamilySearch, reach out to us on our Facebook page, and we'd love to help on any step along the way. In next week's episode, we're going to look at how to find sources on other genealogy websites, and then how to link those back to FamilySearch. So make sure that you're following our Facebook page to get notified about that. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you next week, where we'll help you build, connect, and discover.